And there we go. Just got to get the shackle on there and we are ready to go back to sea. We've been looking for a weather window to go south from the Faroe Islands down to Scotland for the past 2 weeks, and we have not had any good weather for going south because the winds have always been coming from the south, but that's all changed. Now all of a sudden the wind's going to be from the north for at least a few days, and we want to push off today. Our voyage plan starts here at the green waypoint just off of Vestmanna, and then goes out to here, our second waypoint, and then goes down to here. Usually we go down here to Stornoway, but this time we're going to go over here to Kinlochbervie, where we're going to rendezvous with our good friend Kevin aboard sailing vessel Exodus. We'll hang out in Kinlochbervie for a while, and then we'll go to Stornoway for a while, and then we'll go south to the Isle of Skye, and then we will continue on. Going to tell PredictWind that we are pushing off today, which is the 2nd at 11 o'clock. We're using the Harbour Master's Wi-Fi to download this. It shows that if we push off today, 78% of the time we'll be downwind, 22% of the time we'll be reaching, 99% of the time in winds of between 8 and 20 knots. We'll see our first departure off in 15 knot winds. We are on a starboard broad reach point of sail. That's looking good. Yeah. Zoom in there. We'll probably be motoring for the last 10 miles as the wind decreases, unless we get there sooner. Let me just look at the rain situation. Do we have any rain? Do we have any rain? Ooh, we are chasing the rain. We got a little bit of rain here and there, but nothing really bad. Yeah, I'll take it. All right, let's get out of here. I just turned on our AIS. You can see that we are surrounded by a bunch of ships right here in Vestmanna. We're going to leave this set to 10 nautical miles going out. Yeah, so AIS on.
There's gotta be an easier way to do that.
What'd you say?
Apparently one of those boats is going down to Stornoway.
Today?
Probably.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, we're not going to Stornoway. But...
No, we're not. For the very first time, we are not going back to Stornoway. Kinlochbervie. Never been there before, but our good friend Kevin is in Kinlochbervie, and he's waiting for us. We're going to rendezvous. We will convoy together down to the Isle of Skye.
The aft hatch is locked down. All the ports out here are locked. Forward medicine cabinet is done. Gonna take the trash out.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think so. Great thing about pushing off is that everything is already done. You've stowed everything, you've prepped everything, everything's where it needs to be on the day prior to you pushing off. So when you push off, you just need to get up and go. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, wheel center, it's all yours. Get ready to put her in reverse. I'm gonna undo this one. Reverse. reverse, reverse, reverse. All right, just bring us out for a little bit. And when you're ready, make your turn. What?
There aren't any buoys behind me.
No, you're clear. We're doing good. So when I coil these lines up, I just wrap it around like that and just put the binner end through, and that's all I do. And you can grab it from this easy or from this. But when all the lines are in the bag and you just need to grab one, then you can just easily see this and grab it. Goodbye, Tori. We'll see you soon. These super thin 3-strand lines, I think they're like 12 millimeters thick. We're not intending to use these for staying docked anywhere, but when we're coming into a dock, they are perfect because they're so light and easy to throw and to deal with, whereas our regular dock lines are so strong, but they're so heavy. They're very difficult to throw any great distance, whereas these we can easily throw.
I'm excited about them.
Yeah, me too. They're awesome, eh? And then once we get docked using the super light lines, then we switch them out for the heavy lines.
For water, or maybe run up for an hour or so.
Yeah. Yeah. Much easier. All right, fender board's set. Fenders are stowed. Yeah.
Maybe we need one of those for our sailboat.
Yeah. I'll lift out right next to our boathouse mansion. How does he do that? Does he have some big tractor lift that pulls that big heavy boat out? I guess he must. Huh. Looks pretty cool. All right, we've got the current going with us. Strong, actually. Could be 5 knots of current going with us. We'll fly out of here like a bat out of hell. I think I've got to remove a line from here that we will never use and we don't have room for now because of the addition of our light lines, and that's this one. This is an extra long extra line. I towed Cha-Cha with that line, but there's no room for it now, so we will put that in another place and have these dock lines always ready to go. Nice. Now they fit perfect. We usually use this red line for when we're docking also because it is very light as well. And Mo jumps off with this one. This bag made by Blue Performance is pretty convenient for stowing these lines on deck. Oop. But the webbing, look at that. Yeah, they don't last too long in the sun. You can see this one's already falling apart there. That's our spinnaker sail. And this one's also falling apart, but we've had them for like 15 years. That's our Jordan Series Drogue. How's it going?
How are you?
So we're going 8 knots. This is what it looks like going 8 knots because we're going with the current down Vestmanna Sund. Very nice. Nice and smooth. Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm just motoring us away from. It keeps pushing us towards the land.
Oh yeah. 9 knots over ground. Whew, when's the last time we were going 9 knots? Knots. Looking good. All right. Would you like some food? Oh, you did? Okay. Sustenance. Be better heated, but not bad cold. This is our charging station. We're charging our spotlight, a couple of pairs of AirPods, couple of pairs of Sennheiser earbuds, 3 headlamps, 2 GoPros, 1 of these gimbaled cameras, all of our AA batteries, another phone, 2 of these batteries for iPhones, 1 there and 1 there, and 2 Apple Watches that just clip up here. Everything's being charged at once. Headlamps are always ready to go. Spotlights are always ready to go. Phones, GoPros, it's always ready to go. Right here at the companionway as you're running out. Getting a little bouncy, eh? We're going to Morocco. A little bouncy in the current. Speed is 7.8 knots to 8.2 knots, 8.5. Should probably just put out staysail, that would help us. Staysail? What's the wind speed? We don't know. Might as well put out the jib. That should make it smoother, having the sail out. Looking good. Look at that tack. Actually, something's wrong. It hasn't unfurled all the way. Why not? What's your problem? I don't understand. That's not right. I must have attached it wrong. This is supposed to be out here. It's got to come around. I should probably just furl it and reset it right now. we got a problem. I'm gonna deal with it right now. It's not a big deal, but I attached the tack of the jib wrong. I need to redo it.
Can we do that now?
Better do it now than later. La 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 la. So let me make sure I got this right before I actually do it. So I'm going to furl the jib, and then I'm going to take this, turn it counterclockwise around, and attach it there. What?
It's wrong.
It's wrong, yeah.
You need me to move?
Yeah. Okay. Nope. Keep an eye on things. I need you to deploy the jib while I'm up there. Pull the sail out, but you don't want it to luff like crazy, especially because I'm up there. So undo the furling line, flake it out, and pull on this. Woo! I don't think we've ever seen a seal in Faroe. All right, can you do this?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go for it. Oh boy. I don't know if I was recording for that, but we unfurled it and I took this off and turned it around, and now it's as it should be. Hey Mo, you can crank on the jib sheet a little bit. Let's tighten that. That's good. Excellent. We're going to be turning more to starboard in a little bit, and that's great with our point of sail. Woo, you can feel the power. Can you feel the power?
Should definitely.
Oh, is the radar on?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
And we're showing up on AIS on the chart plotter?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a 5-minute nap. Heading out to sea! Not the wind we're supposed to be having.
Big wind still say they're supposed to have it from the north.
Northwest. So I've got to assume that it's going to fix itself. So I will put up the main.
Are you resting? Because if you're not, I think I might rest.
Alright, you stay here till I get the main up?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm undoing the lazy jacks on the port side. Okay. That looks good. We don't want this to go free. Oh, I'll just put it here. Can you give me a little bit of slack on the main sheet? Raise the boom out. Because I'm going to raise it out of the gallows. Okay, so we've got reefs in. I don't want any reefs in. Doing our 2 reefs, first reef and second reef, go full main. Raising the main! Now we're getting resistance from the reef lines. Maybe in this case we should have gone into the wind. And you slack the main sheet. That's good. Thank you. There you go, fly free. Reefing lines, gotta come in. So we're sailing with a full main and a full jib, and we are between close hauled and beam reach, and I just adjusted course to go a little bit closer to the wind, and that increased our speed under sail alone enough so that I was able to turn off the engine, which is nice. So you can see here that previously we were going more south, but now we're going a little bit more to the west. Puts us a little bit closer to the wind, and doing so brought our speed up to around 6 knots, whereas before, when we were more on a beam reach to a broad reach, when we turned the engine off, we fell under 5. And I think this is good to go a little more to the west because the waves are rougher, closer to shore with all of the current, and by going a little bit more to the west, we'll get out of the more turbulent waters. We'll eventually go until the southernmost waypoint, just west of the southernmost island of Stornoway. At that point, we'll turn more to port, and we'll see what happens then. But right now, it's good. Right now, it's good to be under sail without the engine running. I really hope that we don't have to run the engine much on this voyage. I'm optimistic. Let's hope for 10% under power and 90% under sail all the way to Kinloch Burnie. Here we are at 2:30 in the afternoon, and we've been underway since 11. Only 3.5 hours. We've made some great progress. We're now here, and up until about 10 minutes ago, we were slightly upwind, and we were going faster, and it was just miraculous. But I had to turn a little bit more to port because we were going too far to the west. I want to go down this line here, this course line, but to do that I need to turn more to port, and if I do turn more to port, then we'll be going more on a broad reach. And when we're upwind, or beam reach to upwind, that's great. But once we start to go more downwind, then it gets a lot harder for the autopilot to steer when the main's up, because it just puts too much pressure on the rudder. So the autopilot has to constantly fight to get the boat on course, and the wheel moves a lot more, and the sails aren't balanced when we've got the full main up and we're on a broad reach. So I think I'm going to have to take that down, but we'll do it just a little bit longer to get further south with this good speed before I turn to port and probably end up taking the main down or putting a reef or two in it. We'll see what happens. So far it's been great. We've been under sail. As soon as we got clear of the land, we got under sail and just sitting here admiring our speed. The wind's come down a bit. Our speed has come down from 7 down to 5. I just downloaded a new weather report. Here's what Predict Wind suggests that we should do in terms of our course. Instead of staying on that run line, Predict Wind thinks we should go more to the south, and then at this point turn more to the east, and then more to the south. So not straight on the run line, but a little bit more to the south. That's what Predict Wind thinks. We'll do better sailing given the wind direction. There are actually 4 different courses that it recommends, and each one is based on a different weather model, and they all are in agreement. I'm inclined to just follow Predict Wind's recommendation of going more south. So from our current position, if we can just maintain due south for a while, then that'd be good. Due south. If I do turn more to port, we'll be even more on a downwind course, and that's not the fastest point of sail by far on this boat. What am I gonna do? If the winds are too strong, then I can't have the main up. But if they're not strong, then maybe I can. But in any case, I think I need to put a preventer on it. I'm going to let the main out a little bit so there's more area for it to hit directly. Before we make our turn to port, I'm just gonna put the preventer on. It'd be better if this was a little more forward. Alright, now we won't accidentally jibe. Another thinking is that we don't need to go super fast. There's no bad stormy weather in the forecast, so even if we go slow, we're not putting ourselves in any bad weather predicament. Estimation is that we'll arrive early in the morning, but if we just go a little bit slower, then we'll arrive a little bit later. We just need to get there before sunset. So I'd rather do that than run the engine. We'll see how it goes. In the meantime, 20 degrees to port. See what that does. There's our wind. Might not be doable. We lost our Windex. It fell down and broke. We need to get a new one. Yeah, that main's not filling. That's too much to port. Oh, yeah. Alright, let's go 10 degrees starboard. Speed's down to 44237. Maybe she'll come back up. Give it a few minutes. Gotta take that Faroe flag down. It's 7 p.m. and here's the report. The winds have died down to about 5 to 10 knots maybe, and our speed has been reduced to 2 to 3 knots over ground, going south-southwest. We are veering more to the west than I want to, going off of our runline course and more to the west than is ideal, but I'm choosing not to run the engine to bring our speed back up to 5 or 6 knots and to get back on the runline course, because I was able to download a weather report. We had just like a few minutes of cell access. We didn't have any cell access for a long time. Then all of a sudden I got a message and I was like, oh, download a weather report. So I did, and the report shows that we are in calm winds of about 5 knots, and that calm wind is like in this horizontal band, and that horizontal band of calm wind is moving south, and we are in it. And I think if we did run the engine, we would sort of stay in that band as it went south, and so instead I'm not going to do that, and we're just going to go at this reduced speed for several hours probably, until that calm band of calm winds passes us, and then there's stronger wind on the other side, and then we'll ride that all the way down to Kinlochbervie. I've got a full jib out, a full main up, main's on a preventer. You can see right here on the wind speed indicator that we are You know, just teetering between dead downwind and broad reach at a speed of 2 to 3 knots. And we're also going far more to the west than I want to. I don't like that at all, but what are you gonna do? It's sailing. Mo is resting, not seasick, I'm happy to say. Not seasick. I'm also not running the engine because there's no bad weather in the forecast for several days out. So even if it took us much longer to get there, it wouldn't put us in dangerous weather. So there's that. Also, if we were going at 5 knots or 6 knots and staying right on the run line, then our estimated arrival time in Kinlochbervie is very early in the morning. So we have the rest of the entire day to make landfall in Kinlochbervie before sunset. I also don't want to use the fuel. We spent so much fuel getting to Faroe, and it would be so great if we could just sail all the way back to Scotland without using any fuel. So that's the goal. I think now I'm gonna try to make some food. Run our little recipe database. Let's see, something with broccoli. Broccoli. What do we got? 1 pot, chicken and broccoli. That's it. Okay, what are we doing here? Combine broth, water, pasta, oil, Worcestershire, tomato paste, garlic, pepper, and salt in a large pot or high-sided skillet. Okay, high-sided skillet. Why don't we use this one? Can of chicken. Canned this in 2018 while we're in the Faroe Islands, where things are quite a bit more expensive. We had a can of meat that we canned practically every night rather than buying meat in the store. Combine broth, water, pasta, oil. So we'll just put in the broth. Excellent. 2 cups water. We always turn our freshwater pump off when we're at sea, just in case there's ever a leak, so we don't lose all our water while we're at sea. We just turn it on when we need to use it. Turn it off. Now it called for 2 cups of chicken broth, but we're not following the directions exactly. 8 ounces of pasta shells. Let's see, why don't we use penne? How much is 8 ounces? I don't know. That's for me. That's for Mo. That's for later. Keep a lot of our dry goods in these 1-gallon containers. Rice, lentils, muesli, rotini, popcorn, white flour, fava beans, my ultimate snack, breadcrumbs, almonds, and penne pasta. That's your organization. Oh, and we've got these convenient little milk things for coffee because our refrigeration's not working right now. Tomato paste, a tablespoon. Yep, there we go. So we're going to bring that to a boil and then add some garlic, pepper, and salt. Woo. A little bit of extra garlic never hurt anybody. Salt and pepper. Bring to a boil. Where's the broccoli?
In the fridge.
Okay.
On the upward side. The cauliflower's in there too.
In the fridge, are you sure? Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
And the cauliflower's there.
Gotcha, thanks.
And the snacks.
Too many snacks.
I don't know these.
No, really, it's like we've got all these snacks, we're not going to eat real food.
We need broccoli.
I'll just add some cauliflower to the mix. That should be more than enough, I think. Two and a half knots. Oop, hey, check it out. Faroe black box MFD.exe error. My chart plotter radar just crashed. I have to restart. This happens rarely. No rhyme or reason to it. Gotta reset the chart plotter. Navnet off. Navnet on. This old Faroe Navnet chart plotter is actually running on the Windows 95 operating system. So, Windows. It's the only thing that runs on it. Nothing else runs on it. It's not connected to the internet, so... But yeah, it crashes every once in a blue moon. So far, it's never happened at the worst, like, of imaginable times when we really need it. And when it does crash, it is a bit of a pain in the butt because you gotta restart it, and that takes time. I am tired. I'm gonna zoom the radar out to 4 miles. Each one of the rings is a mile. We want to go there, and we're headed over here, but hopefully when the winds pick up, we'll be able to adjust our course. The pasta's cooked, the broccoli and cauliflower's cooked. Turn off the heat. Add the chicken. What was that?
My brother texted me. I sent a marine traffic page.
Yeah.
He's like, gotcha. And he sent a photo back with a circle.
Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. Dill. Calls for 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. And I'm just gonna put in about a tablespoon of dried dill. Some yogurt. Parmesan. You ready to eat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gotten through. I wanted to write to him to let him know not to worry if he didn't. Oh, cute.
How's it taste? Hot?
This is very comforting
Yeah.
and hot. Is there more?
There's a lot more.
Good.
Yeah. For a meal where you're literally just throwing everything in the pot and heating it up, tastes kind of like not bad.
You're really selling it to me, Darren. Would you like a little bowl of this doesn't taste that bad?
Alright, I'm going back out. Enjoy! Ugh. The enclosure got a little clouded up from the steam from cooking. All right, we're not going to have any wind, I think, until maybe 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
And it's now, what time is it?
8:50.
8:50. So 12 hours, or maybe 10 hours of this really light stuff, and you just got to worry that there might be some change in the wind direction that will
No worry.
make the sails fog.
Only look.
But we are going too far to the west, and so if we can turn to starboard, we'd love to do that. And you just need to watch the wind indicator to figure out if you can. Thank you. 3 hours, please. Just 3 hours. Okay.
Sleep.
Not more.
Sleep.
Wake me in 3.
Sleep.
Wake me in 3. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right.
Sleep.
And don't go out on deck without your harness on.
Ooh, I'm gonna go jump around on deck.
You're not supposed to make jokes like that. You're not supposed to make jokes like that. Seriously.
It's not funny. This is slowly fade away.
You got everything you need?
I hope so. I
Oh.
got you.
All right. Have a safe watch. Have a nice watch, Mo.
Have a good sleep.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Okay, time for some sleep.
You see the power cord?
Yeah, I see it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Drake has gone down to get some rest, and I'm on watch. I don't see any ships. The wind is really low. We're going about three and a half knots at the moment, which is good. We were down to like 1 point something for just a couple of minutes, but yeah, conditions are, I mean, they're pretty calm. At least it's not too early. And I'm just up here keeping an eye out on things and giving Drake a chance to rest. So, yeah, listening to some podcasts, catching up, keeping an eye on the wind direction to see if we can turn a little bit more east, because right now we're going a little more west than we want to be going. And not much happening, so that's good. It's uneventful. I like uneventful. Apparently the wind is supposed to pick up either later tonight or early tomorrow morning. That'll be good if we can kind of sit this out. We're not in any rush. The wind report looks like things are going to be pretty calm for several days. There will be wind, but there's nothing big on the horizon, at least from what we could see. So if it takes us a little longer to get there, it takes us a little longer. At least we're not running the engine, which is nice. So yeah, I'm just gonna get back to my podcast and keep an eye on things. It's around midnight. It's probably just about as dark as it's going to be, which is kind of nice. This time of year, it never really gets that dark, which makes night watches a lot easier, I think. It also helps me to be less seasick. I took my seasickness pills earlier and they work really great, but I struggle sometimes at night when it's so dark out and it's rolly and I don't have anything that I can kind of concentrate on. So having it be this light outside is really great for me. Drake asked to go lay down for about 3 hours so that he could get a rest. On our first days out, a lot of times he'll take a really long watch to allow me to get acclimated to being at sea, and also he's usually just so excited and just making sure that everything is going okay. He wants to keep an eye on things, so but he does need to sleep, so I hope he's gotten some rest. That's the report for now. No ships on the horizon. I haven't seen anything on radar, and I am just blasting through my downloaded podcasts. It's now after midnight, and Drake has been resting for several hours, and I'm gonna go wake him up and see if he's ready to get up or if he wants to stay down for a little bit longer. Drake. Oh.
Hi.
Hi. It's after midnight.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. I was coming down to see if you're ready to come up.
Sure. Yeah. I'll take it. Yeah. Oh. I think it was just really loud on the port side because the sails are on the port side and hitting the shroud and just really loud. So
Yeah.
I moved over to the other side and it's not nearly as loud on this side.
You are weak. Yeah, I can't stay down here. I gotta go back up.
Okay, I'll see you out here in a minute.
Alright. Drake is getting ready to come up, and I'm about to go back down, and this is my bag, and inside I have my water bottle, I have headphones both on a cord and wireless, I have tissues, often I'll have a snack. I brought my jacket up with me. I have everything in this bag that I need for my watch, so it's really easy to carry up and it's really easy to bring back down, and I just chuck it all in there, and that way I can come up into the cockpit really fast. I don't have to worry about holding onto a lot of stuff. I just throw it in the bag and I'm up. It's just one of the little things that I do to help make things easier on my watches. But my watch is just about done, so I'm gonna grab all my stuff and go back down and rest for a bit.
Here's the report. It's now 6:30 in the morning, and we spent the whole night going 2 to 3 knots. We were pushed a little bit too far to the west. I didn't like that, but I didn't want to run the engine. I really didn't want to run the engine unless I absolutely had to. I did jibe about 2 hours ago, and because we're just going too far to the west, and now we're actually on the run line for Kinloch Burvey, which is really nice, and our speed has picked up to 6 knots, 7 knots, sometimes 7.5 knots, and got the full main up, and we're also not on a broad reach anymore. Now we're being reached close hauled, fastest point of sail, and it's glorious. I just hope it doesn't get a little bit windier, which would necessitate me putting a reef in. I really don't want to do that. It'll be interesting to see how long this voyage takes. Gotta put a reef in. Maybe 2 reefs. Okay. That's set for 16 minutes.